Have you ever loaded up in a game and tried to use the exact same character build for every single mission type? Like you build a full stealth assassin and then you try to run a heavy combat mission with that same setup. No armor, no firepower, just vibes and a dagger. Yeah, that doesn't work. And neither does showing up to every job application with that same energy. That's why we're talking about how to present yourself based on the role you actually applying to. Because here's the thing, and I need you to hear this as someone who's reviewed over 9,000 resumes as a senior talent acquisition specialist. The candidates who land interviews are not always the most qualified in the applicant pool sometimes. They're the ones who knew how to present the right version of themselves for the right role. And that's a skill. Let's set the stage. In most RPGs, your character isn't one thing. They're a collection of different stats, abilities, skills, and traits. But depending on the mission, you equip them differently. You prioritize them differently. And you show up differently. Your career is the exact same way. You're not just one or two pages on your resume, and you're not just one single LinkedIn headline. You're a full character build with experience, skills, personality, accomplishments, and a perspective that spans across multiple different areas. Everyone's unique in their own way, but you need to showcase your uniqueness in the right way. The mistake most job seekers make is that they create just one version of themselves and you just blast it out everywhere. All the applications out there. Same resume, same cover letter, same LinkedIn, apply. And then they just wonder why the response rate is so low. Here's why. Every single role has a specific enemy it's trying to defeat. Every single hiring manager is looking for one specific person to be put on their team to solve a specific problem that they're having in the company. If your presentation does not specifically directly match that problem and solves it, if it doesn't show them that you're the right person for the job, you're not going to get past the screening process. Not because you're unqualified, but because you didn't make the connection clear enough for them to see. That is on the presentation side of things, and that's completely fixable. So let's press start on this and fix that. Step one, you got to read the room. Decode the job description like a quest debriefing. I made a video about that, specifically about how to decode job descriptions. You can check it out after this video. Before you touch your resume, before you write a single word on your cover letter, you need to sit with that job description like it's a mission briefing, because honestly, it is. Every single job description is telling you exactly what the hiring manager is worried about, what problems they need solving, what skills they're trying to prioritize for the role, and what kind of person they're trying to bring into their team. Your job as a job seeker is to decode it and use it to your advantage. Look at the language they use. Is it aggressive? Is it fast paced? Words like drive, own, scale, execute. The company wants a builder, someone who gets things done without being handheld. Your presentation needs to lead with results and initiative. Is the language collaborative and people focused? Words like partner, support, grow, and culture. That team wants someone who plays well with others, who communicates well, who lifts people's up and levels people's up around them. Your presentation needs to lead with relationships and team impact. Is the language technical and more precise? Things like certifications, specific tools, and methodologies, they want expertise, credibility, proof of mastery. Your presentation needs to lead with your technical depth and your ability to go deep on the craft. It's the same you, but you have a different loadout based on what the mission actually requires. Step number 2, reframe your experience through the lens of the role. Here's where most people leave skill points, good, valuable skill points on the table. They have great experience, real accomplishments, solid results, but they describe it in the exact same way on every application, regardless of what the role actually needs. Let's just say you're a developer applying for a technical role and a developer for a startup first engineering hire. Right? Those two are completely different presentations of potentially the same experience. For the technical lead role, you want to emphasize mentorship, like code reviews, systems thinking, how you brought other engineers up around you, and how you made architectural decisions within the company. the leadership thread in your story. For the startups engineering hire, you want to emphasize versatility, moving fast, wearing multiple hats, building from zero, the scrappy builder thread in your story. Both are the same person, the same background, but completely different framing. And that framing is what tells the hiring manager, yeah, this person gets what we actually need. When you reframe your experience, you're not lying, you're not exaggerating. That's not what I'm trying to tell you here. You choose which chapter of your story you want to put in front of the book based off of what the reader, in this case, the recruiter or hiring manager, needs to see. That's not manipulation, that's storytelling. And storytelling is a power skill. Step number 3, match your tone to the company's culture. This one goes beyond the resume. This one is how you show up everywhere. Your LinkedIn, your cover letter, your emails, and your interviews. Because culture fit is a real thing, and culture is often communicated through tone before anything else. A button-up financial services firm and a culture-forward tech startup are not looking for the same energy, even if the job title is the same. So you got to pick up on those cues when you look at certain things. So for the financial services firm, your writing should be polished, precise, and professional. You lead with credibility, you lead with progress, and you lead with a track record, a conservative tone, and a confident delivery. For the culture forward startup, your writing can breathe a little bit here. So you could show your personality, you use a conversational tone, you lead with passion and problem solve. Let them see you as a person, not as a resume here. How do you figure this out? You do your homework and you read their website. If they have social media content, you read their social media content and you look at what their employees post on LinkedIn so you can get a vibe check. Look at how their recruiters write their job postings as well. Companies always reveal their culture in how they communicate. You just have to pay attention to it. Think of it like entering a new zone in a game. You survey the environment before you move forward, you read the terrain, and then you decide how to approach. Step number 4, build role-specific versions of your core materials. This is the practical unlock here, because everything we have talked about means nothing if you don't know how to really execute it. You need a base version of your resume, your character sheet, your full story here. Every relevant accomplishment, every key skill, every piece of experience that could matter. And then from that base, you need to build a role-specific versions of yourself. You're not rewriting your entire resume here. I'm talking about you're swapping out the top skills, adjusting your summary, and re-recording bullets so the most relevant accomplishments are at the top where they could be seen. The same thing for your LinkedIn profile as well. Your headline and your about section should reflect the type of role you're actively pursuing right now. Not every role you ever have had, you just need to keep it focused and keep it directional. And when it comes to your cover letter, this is where you could show off your full character build in some cases. This is like a cutscene kind of moment. Your chance to make a direct connection between your story and their specific need on the job description. Don't waste it with a generic language kind of cover letter. Make it specific, make it personal, make it feel like you wrote it for them, because you should have. Step number 5, walk the talk in every touch point. Your resume got you the interview. Now you need to carry that same tailored presentation through the entire process. That means the way you answer interviews should also reflect what you know this specific role needs. Every story you tell should connect back to their priorities. Every example you give should reinforce why are you the right person for this build, this mission. If you told them in your resume that you lead with collaboration and relationship building, your interview stories better reflect that. If you told them you're a fast-moving, results-driven operator, walk in with that same energy. Consistency across every touch point is what builds trust, and trust is what gets you the offer. Recruiters and hiring managers are pattern matching the whole time. They're checking whether the person in the room matches the person on the piece of paper that they got in front of them. When your presentation is consistent and tailored from the first resume screen to the final interview, that is when you become the obvious choice for them. All right, let's recap. We went deep here today. So 1, decode the job description like a mission briefing. The language tells you everything about what the company actually needs here. 2, reframe your experience through the lens of the role. Put the right chapters in front of the book so it can make it easier for them. Remember, recruiters spend 7.4 seconds on a resume, so make it count. 3, match your tone to the culture. Survey the terrain before you move. 4, build role-specific versions of your materials from a strong base. You're not starting from scratch every single time. You're equipping the right loadout for the company that you're applying to. And last, and certainly not least, 5, carry that tailored presentation throughout every single touch point that you have with the company. Remember, consistency builds trust, and trust gets you that offer. You're not a one-size-fits-all candidate. You never were. No one's never is. You're a full character build with range, depth, and a story that's worth telling. The job is to make sure you're the right person to see the right version of that story at the right time. Stop sending the same generic application to every role and wondering why nothing's happening and you reach 2,000 plus rejections. Start presenting yourself with intention. Tailor that loadout. Show them, the company and the recruiters out there, you did the work before you even walk into the door, because that is what separates the players who gets callbacks and the one who's stuck looking at the loading screen. Drop in the comments, what role are you actively applying to right now? I share a lot of roles on my LinkedIn profile, specifically around like 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You could also send me a DM and I could see what I got in the pool. I'm always in the comment section, so let me know and I'll follow up with you. If this added value to your current quest, hit like and subscribe and send this to someone who needs to hear this. Until next time, keep leveling up on the job hunt and I'll see you in the next level later.